Good Monday morning, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, that your week is off to a great start. And I appreciate you being here. Again, I will ask you to like, share, comment. And then if you'd like to follow along, we'll be back in the little letter of Philemon, the little letter to Philemon, and beginning in verse number 17 as we approach the end of this letter. Paul says, kind of in conclusion here, so if you consider me your partner, receive him as you would receive me. If he has wronged you at all or owes you anything, charge that to my account. I, Paul, write this with my own hand. I will repay it, to say nothing of your owing me, even your own self. Yes, brother, I want some benefit from you in the Lord. Refresh my heart in Christ. Confident of your obedience, I write to you, knowing that you will do even more than I say. All right. This is a beautiful little statement. There's a beautiful thing happening here with Paul and with Onesimus and the relationship they all have with Philemon. Paul says to Philemon, I want you to welcome Onesimus home, welcome him back, just like if it was me, like I was coming to visit, like I was coming to your house. I want you to welcome Onesimus in the exact same way. If you would roll out the red carpet, and we see in just a moment down in verse 22, he says, he tells him, obviously he's planning on visiting. He's at the same time prepare a guest room for me. So he's saying, I know that if I was coming to visit, you'd treat me, like a king. He says, I want you to do the same for Onesimus. And that is a powerful statement that Paul is making, a great example that Paul is making. Most people wouldn't want to be seen in the same place with Onesimus. He's a runaway slave. He is a thief. And, most people would do everything they could to avoid him, wouldn't want to, pretend they even know him. But Paul says, no, he is a brother to me, and I'm going to step up, and I'm going to attach myself to him. I have that much confidence now in his walk with the Lord, that he is a brother in Christ, and he doesn't just he goes on and, as we say, puts his money where his mouth is. He says, whatever he's stolen, I'll pay it. I'll do this, and so that shows again his love for Onesimus, his confidence in Onesimus. I believe it shows again the obvious change in Onesimus now that he has found Christ, that he is a different person, and Paul is willing to stick his neck out on his behalf. Don't think Paul even felt it as sticking his neck out. He was just trying to take care of a brother. And so why should, what would Philemon be thinking as he heard this? Hopefully Philemon would remember that Christ had paid his debt and that Christ had forgiven him. And just as we know that Jesus told us to pray, Father, forgive me as we, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Paul is calling that same principle to play here. Philemon, you forgive Onesimus just like you have been forgiven. And if you do that, I want you to know that it will bless me, that it will encourage me in the ministry. And I believe, I'm confident that you are going to do that. And what a marvelous example here that Paul gives us of showing us how to love someone, of calling on Philemon to show how to support another brother in Christ. None of us, none of us have a perfect past. None of us want our whole life to be broadcast for everyone to see. What they know about us is bad enough, let alone if they knew the whole story. We see in Paul here a great example. Think of what Christians, what the church ought to be. As most of you who have been along this journey as we've walked through these books over the last few years know that how much I love and respect Dr. Havner and quote him quite often. He made the statement that the church is not a museum for saints, it's a hospital for sinners. And that's what Paul is calling on Philemon to do, to open up a hospital for a sinner. Help him in his faith. Help him grow. Receive him back. And then now you take him in and into your church, into your back into your friendship. Love him, help him to grow, and be a part of making Onesimus into the man that God would want him to be. And quite the challenge for us. We all probably have some people who we kind of look at a little side-eyed. We kind of don't know about them. Paul, Onesimus, Philemon here give us a great example. Let's be loving. Let's try to be a little more supportive of each other. Back to Vance Havner again. He said the church is the only place in the world that shoots their wounded. Let's take care of our wounded. Let's take care of our hurting, like Paul is challenging Philemon to do. All right, think about it. Hope you have a great week. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.